In a life that was cut way too short, a single wish echoed out into the void. It was a wish for love, for a family. This is the story of how that wish was granted, but in a way that nobody could have ever imagined. This is the tale of a little alchemist and her second chance at happiness. Can you imagine? These were the last thoughts of a 15-year-old girl. She was born a noble but was completely cast aside just for getting the wrong job. Her first life was just full of neglect and isolation. It ended with only a little potted plant as her witness, a life with no love, a life she just prayed would be different, if only she could have one more chance. And you know what? A chance is exactly what she got. Reborn as Daisy von Preslaria, she woke up in a world she'd only ever dreamed of, one with doting parents, adoring siblings. It was almost like her last life's desperate wish for happiness was passed on, setting the stage for a brand new beginning. So, as the one and only Daisy, she grows up just completely cherished. She's this precocious little kid with a secret skill for nurturing plants. But as she gets close to her 5th birthday, the entire kingdom starts preparing for this huge sacred ritual that will define her entire future. The baptism. This ceremony, it's everything. It's where the gods themselves hand down your occupation, setting the course for the rest of your life. And for Daisy, well, her whole family is filled with these super powerful mages, so the path seemed pretty clear. She dreamed of following right in her father's footsteps, of fighting beside her brother and sister to protect the kingdom. But the gods had a different plan. The crystal glowed and a single word appeared: alchemist. The shock was just devastating. I mean, in a world that puts glamorous mages and brave knights on a pedestal, an alchemist was seen as like a support role, a crafter, not a hero. For a noble daughter, it was basically a social death sentence. Her dream was shattered. And right when despair was about to completely swallow her whole, her father's words became her anchor. He didn't see a failure, he saw a unique path just for her. With his unwavering love, and a study filled with all these strange new tools, he showed her that being an alchemist wasn't an end at all. It was just the beginning. And oh, what a beginning it was. Because, you see, Daisy had a secret she'd kept even from her own family, a super rare skill called appraisal. What she once just used for tending to her roses was about to unlock the true potential of alchemy itself. Now, what's so cool here is how she tackles the problem. Using her appraisal skill, she figures out a simple truth that somehow all the other alchemists had overlooked. You just can't make a great potion from crummy, wilted herbs. So she starts from the ground up, literally. She cultivates her own garden with super nutrient-rich soil to grow the absolute best ingredients. And the results, they were extraordinary. Not just a little better, but 1.5 times more effective than any other standard potion in the entire kingdom. This one number changes everything. Her amazing potions catch the eye of the military, the mages, and even the king himself, earning 5-year-old Daisy her very first royal contract. But her alchemy did more than just create powerful potions. It started to draw people to her. For a soul who began with this deep yearning for connection, she was about to build a family all her own. First up, there's Mercus. He's this really talented but kind of grumpy apprentice who she sees has all this untapped potential. And then comes Mina, a sweet, kind-hearted beast-folk girl who was orphaned by a monster attack. Daisy sees a bit of her own past loneliness in them, so she gives them more than just a job. She gives them a home and a purpose, laying the foundation for her future workshop. Her world starts to expand beyond just the ordinary, too. The little nature fairies who tend her garden reveal themselves to her. And she's even gifted a divine guardian, a legendary Fenrir wolf who she lovingly names Leaf. Her circle is now complete, a mix of human and magic, all of them bound together by their love for her. But, as you know, with growing power come even bigger challenges. Daisy's quiet little life of experimenting is about to be thrown onto the kingdom's center stage in the most dramatic way possible. And then all of a sudden, chaos just erupts. A legendary monster attacks the capital, and the kingdom's greatest warriors are being pushed to their absolute limits. Armed with her satchel full of potions, Daisy rushes to the front lines, healing the injured and just doing everything she possibly can to support the fight. But it's not enough. She watches as people are gravely wounded, as they risk their lives, and this deep, overwhelming sorrow just fills her up. She feels totally powerless, and the frustration of just being a bystander becomes completely unbearable. Her profound empathy resonates with a power that's way beyond her understanding, summoning this entity of immense power, the Nature Spirit King himself. He recognizes her pure heart, defeats the monster, and gives her a title of unimaginable significance, his beloved child. This blessing saves the day, but it also puts her directly on the king's radar. And the king's attention, well, it brings a heavy burden. When the prince is poisoned, the king asks for a truth serum. Daisy creates it to find the person responsible, but when her potion leads directly to an execution, she's forced to confront the really terrifying consequences of her alchemy. Her power isn't just for healing. It can be a weapon. Feeling lost in the darkness of this new reality, her father's guidance once again becomes her compass. He helps her understand that power isn't inherently good or evil. It's a tool, and her tool can be used to protect the people and the life she cherishes so much. This reaffirms her resolve to walk the path of an alchemist, but on her own terms. With her path totally clear and her heart steady, Daisy sets her sights on the dream that's been growing ever since her baptism, opening her very own workshop. Her final test comes in the form of Katya, the daughter of the Commerce Guildmaster, who's suffering from a petrified foot, a supposedly incurable ailment. Unwilling to give up, Daisy accepts the challenge, pouring all of her knowledge into the problem. Through painstaking research and countless experiments, she does it. She crafts the cure. This one act of kindness doesn't just heal Katya, it forges a powerful alliance. Eternally grateful, Katya becomes Daisy's very first business partner, and she uses her family's connections to find the perfect plot of land. The final piece of the puzzle just falls right into place. As she prepares to start her independent life, her family, both the one she was born into and the one she found, gathers for a celebration. Mina bakes this special cake, and on it, there's a simple message that speaks volumes about her journey. It's a moment that brings everything full circle, from a girl who died all alone to a young alchemist surrounded by all the love she ever craved. And so, at just 9 years old, Daisy von Preslaria stands before her own 3-story shop. With her faithful guardian Leaf right by her side, she opens the doors to Atelier Daisy, her dream finally, beautifully realized. She has found her place, her purpose, and her family. But with a gift as powerful as hers and a talent that has shaken the whole kingdom, you have to wonder, right? Who is watching from the shadows?
Plot capsule.